Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we dive into Bitcoin. So like always, please remember nothing you hear in this video is a financial advice. Everything you see in this video is just my personal opinion. Right, so let's get started. Like you see, we are on the 4-hourly chart on Bitcoin. And basically, since we found this local low in here, right, at $18,153, we saw Bitcoin printing this higher lows and higher highs, which basically is quite bullish, right? You cannot argue with that. When you print in lower highs and higher highs, basically you are bullish. You're moving up. The only problem is when you losing momentum and you losing volume, your upwards going channel is basically forming this bearish formation called rising wedge, right? And in my opinion, at the moment, we are forming this formation. Like you see, this is the support trend line, and this is the upper trend line, right? Which is our resistance. So at this moment, like when we record in this video, basically Bitcoin been retesting this lower trend line, right? So the question is, are we able to hold again this trend line as support? If yes, there is a big chance we might bounce back, okay? And in a second I will describe and I will tell you what I think. But for a second, let's focus on this bearish scenario, right? I think if we lose the support of this support trend line, we might see Bitcoin going and retesting this low in here, right? At $18,931. Basically, when you're looking on the current Fibonacci setup, you're looking on this top and this local bottom, this swing low in here. You see that on the way down we found support perfectly on 786, right, which is $19,250. That's a good signal. But then again, we are currently holding the support of this trend line. And if you look on our RSI and stock RSI, you will see that we are currently at the bottom, right? We basically oversold, you can say. So I will expect in some point a bounce from here. Of course, when you move to the 1 hourly, you will see that our stock RSI, our stochastic RSI is a bit overheated, right? So you get in like mixed signals from each time frame, right? So in the short term, I will expect we might see little bit of a downtrend. I will not call it a downtrend, a tiny wee dump, and probably we will retest again the 786 because then again our 1 hourly stochastic is a bit overheated, and then I will expect a bounce. Yeah, but then again, this is not a financial advice. This is my expectation, I will say, right? The way how I will read this chart at this stage. When you're looking from the Elliott wave point of view, like you see from this top, when we formed this first top in here, we saw a B, C corrective move, right? The question is this C move really done in here, or are we expecting a lower low in here, right? In the same time, if you think about it, this ABC move can basically be moved to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But then again, I'm not quite sure we got enough room in our 1 hourly stochastic to dump the price for another like $500, to be honest with you. But in the end of the day, there is a chance we might come down to this 1 fib just to retest this lows in here and see a bounce from this level. Of course, you need to remember that technically in the moment you're losing the support of this trend line, right, and you've fallen down from this rising wedge, technically your technical target is in the place when you form this pattern, right? So that would be probably a retest. I will say that would be a retest of levels between 18,250 and 18,150, right? Because for me, you started to form this pattern in here, not necessarily in here, but it really depends like on your view, right? So you need to remember, when you see a close below this trend line, there is a higher chance, or a high chance you will go down and retest those lows. Of course, on the way down, when you lose the 1 pip as well, you will see 1272 18,500 support, and 1414 18,328 support. So I will not expect Bitcoin to go down in a straight line, right? But this is the scenario you need to be prepared for, just in case Bitcoin will lose this trend line of this bearish pattern. So that would be our bearish case. I will also pay attention to the bullish case, right? So when you remove this fib and you will set the Fibonacci retracement tool just here, I think when Bitcoin holds these levels, right, we might see a bounce, and basically my expectations are we will see a bounce, right? Just because the way how the RSI and stock RSI is setting up, I think locally we might see a bounce after a tiny wee drop, right? Like we spoke about on the 1 hourly, you will see that the stock RSI is high. So we are expecting a little bit of a correction in here, and then after that I will expect a little bit of a bounce from this point. So of course on the way up, it depends what kind of structure we'll see in here, but for me the most important level on the way up will be $20,454, right? So those highs in here. Like you see, when Bitcoin been rejected from this point, we came back down to this low, to this wave B bottom, and after a bounce, we came back up to swipe these highs, right? But then again, we saw a double top, and twice we've been rejected. So the expectations are we are coming back in here, closer to the apex of this formation, and we will try to break this trend line, right? And this level $20,454. So that would be my expectation. Of course, if Bitcoin close above this level, then of course that's our next points, right? So the 1272, 1414, 1618, there is a, like you see the orange lines, there is a resistance line in here in 20,800, also at $21,237. So that will be my next level of resistance for Bitcoin. But at this moment I will focus on this price action in here. Are we going up after the bounce in here, or are we losing this trend line and we coming back down, right? So quite an important point for Bitcoin in my opinion, especially with today being a Sunday, so a weekend, the volume is quite low. So yeah, I will pay attention to this level for now, but you already prepare for both scenarios, right? We spoke about the bearish case and the bullish case. So I think I will leave it for now like that, and in the next update we will try to figure out the next move for Bitcoin and analyze the next move. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.